Listening practice. The blues. What do Miles Davis, the Rolling Stones, the Beatles, and Justin Bieber have in common? The answer is that they have all been influenced by the musical form called the blues. The blues arose from the vocal music of slaves who were brought over from West Africa to support Europe's empires. The birthplace of the blues is America, probably in the Deep South. However, no one really knows for certain by whom, when, or even where it was actually invented. Towards the end of the 19th century, the blues was primarily sung in spirituals, work songs, field hollers, and simple ballads. Work songs were connected to a certain line of work or job. They were sung while working, so the theme of the song is connected to that particular job. For instance, one can find work songs that were sung in cotton fields and coal mines. Some work songs were used by chain gangs working on the US railroads in the 1860s as a strategy to keep up morale. During the Lincoln administration, the first collection of African American slave songs was published. Later, there were songs about servants. In fact, most African American women worked as servants or laundresses before World War I. In these songs, you can hear complaints of the low pay and long hours of work. Field hollers were songs that referred to folk songs. These songs relied on anything available to create homemade instruments such as wooden boards. They were sung solo, usually by slaves. These songs were a means of expressing hardship and the desire to withdraw from the troubles of daily life. Today, the blues are usually played on guitars, banjos, and harmonicas. In simple ballads, we can find songs of sadness. In fact, the phrase "the blues" relates to the Blue Devils, whose meaning is sadness or depression. For some Christians, the common assumption was that the blues was devil's music. It was considered low down or beneath other forms of music. In other words, there was little honor in singing the blues. The blues has had a great influence on other types of music such as jazz, rock and roll, and even popular music. For example, jazz legends such as Miles Davis grew up in St. Louis, Missouri, a city that was famous for the blues. Listening to the blues helped Miles Davis express his emotions through his trumpet, which sounded almost human. Overall, British rock and roll bands such as the Beatles and the Rolling Stones have also been affected by the blues. You can hear this influence in the Beatles' A Hard Day's Night. Like any piece of blues music, there are two bridges, or transitions, and an instrumental break or pause. In the Rolling Stones song, Satisfaction, you can hear a blues guitar sound in the opening guitar chords. Finally, even Justin Bieber has performed the blues. Actually, he paid his respect to the blues by appearing at the House of Blues in Los Angeles in a special performance with Lil Twist, a young rapper.